Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Brackettville, Fort Clark Springs area of Texas. We're headed to Del Rio, leaving the Stripes gasoline stop here in Brackettville, which is busier than Grand Central Station, I guarantee you. But anyway, I was going to do a video of the tiny home, my pretty much finished tiny home on the inside and stuff. But there's a chair that I haven't received yet, a rocking chair. And I want to wait till I receive that so that it's fully decorated, you know what I mean? So what we're going to talk about this morning on this driving video to Del Rio, Texas is what? Well, most people move from sticks and bricks to an RV, right? Except me. And I moved from I did. I moved from a sticks and bricks to an RV, and now I'm going back to there's no bricks, but there's some sticks. It's a tiny home, about 450 square feet. And it's amazing to me that the transition from let me do this a little bit. There we go. But the transition from a large home to or not a large home, but a larger home, say, to an RV, it takes a while to adjust, you know what I mean, to adjust to the smaller space and, you know, where everything's located and how to live in it and so forth. And it takes about, I don't know, the old 90-day rule may apply, but in that range. And then once you've adapted to it, you got it, you know. It's just the same thing day after day after day living in the RV. Now, for me, transitioning back to a small home, even though it's 450 square feet, it's much bigger than the motorhome, the Class C motorhome. I think the living area of the Class C motorhome, well, it depends on how you measure it, but it'll be about 180 square feet maybe. It's a 24-footer, but you know, you don't get 24 feet, I'll guarantee you. So so you're going from about 180 square feet to 450 square feet, which is more than double. You know, I've got a place now where I've got a full separate bedroom with some places to hang clothes, and then I've got a full living area with a TV and a table and a chair and stuff, and I got a full bath with a sink, a flush toilet, and a regular shower. Oh God Almighty! You know, how luxurious can you get? And then a regular kitchen, you know, with double sink and some places to store stuff. I took the doors off so I could see what was in there. But yeah, there's a transition to and from each way. And so I'm doing that, going through that now. And I have to tell you right now, you know, this is my third time to try this. When I bought the place in November last year, I tried living in the house for about, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then I moved back into the RV, and that was that. And then I think I may have tried it another time, but I think this is the third time that I've tried living in the house. I think this is going to take for a while, because I don't plan on doing any traveling in the motorhome until it starts to warm up next summer in the Brackettville, Fort Clark Springs area of Southwest Texas. So with that in mind, now we're on the way to Del Rio, Texas, the river. And the river we're talking about there is the Rio Grande, the big river. Well, it was, it's not anymore. The Rio Grande separates Texas from Mexico. That's the border. And it's a neat little area here in Texas, as you can see probably from the video. There's a few oak trees, mostly mesquite and thorny stuff, cactus, and, you know, it's brush country is what they call this. This is the brush country. And, you know, there's people lined up behind me, and I'm going to slow down and see if I can let them all pass. Oh, we got a 4-lane here, because I don't drive I still drive the same speed in this car I drove in the Spark and all my other cars, even though this is an all-electric car. I'm driving a Chevy Bolt 2022 electric vehicle, and I like it. I don't have any buyer's remorse at all, and But yeah, I drive about 60 miles an hour, and the speed limit on this highway, I don't know what it is, probably a lot. But we're okay, we're good. And I've got 252 miles of range, and but actually on this car, when it's fully charged, I've got 310, and that's at 90% charge. But that's based on my driving characteristics, and I've been over this 10 times. But on the way to Del Rio, it shows me 7 degrees Fahrenheit at 8:47 a.m. I've got me a good soda with some good ice. I mixed up a good one this morning. This one's got Diet Coke, Big Red, Dr. Pepper, cream soda. It's a mixed drink, right? It tastes pretty good though. Yeah, and they've got that soft ice. You know, it's crushed ice, but it's not real. It's not hard. You know, it's crunchy. That's why I go there. And then I got me some dark chocolate almonds. And life, folks, is pretty damn good. I ain't complaining. So, on and on we go. And that's how you live your life. One day at a time, guys. One day at a time. And, you know, I was out walking this morning, and one of the things I dread and try to avoid, among other things, is I try to avoid getting in a, quote, rut. You know what I mean? Where you kind of feel bored or whatever, you know, just kind of like, what the hell am I doing here? You know? And so I try to keep away from that. And the way I do it is obviously the things I do that you've seen me do. And plus I've got YouTube. And that's what I resolved this morning, was the fact that, you know, I'm not big on hobbies like fishing or hunting or wood carving or doing shit like that. And so I've just resolved that YouTube's going to be my hobby. You guys are, and we're my hobby. How you like that one? You know, and so we'll just do that. You know, it gives me something to do, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy getting the comments. You know, as far as the negative comments I get them, and sometimes I'm a little rough on them. But bear in mind, guys, I'm an old dude, the old school, and you know, I respect people with manners, and I hope they respect me. But you know, so we'll deal with the trolls as they come, one at a time, and that's the way that'll go down. But isn't this nice though? There's not a whole lot of traffic on this road. This is Highway 90, goes east and west in this area of Texas, and it could be a pretty busy highway, but they've got other routes that take the traffic off of this highway. There's more traffic than I like, but for you guys that live in cities, you know, this is a country road. But there are country roads around here where you don't see any cars at all, or rarely. And those are the roads I favor, and away we go with that. So I'm going to take a sip of my mixed soda here, and boy, it's a good one. I mean, a good old good one. And that good old crunchy ice. Up here on the right, you're going to see a Department of Public Safety officer in that black car on the right. Got a lot of them down here, a lot. Why? Well, they've been having some border issues. Now, whether it's, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, whether it's real, it's probably worse. I'm not going to say, but there's a lot of politicking going on here, guys. A lot. Both parties are playing games with this border issue and other issues. I mean, they play games with your lives. You know, like a cat plays with a mouse right before it eats it. Politicians do the same thing because their goal is to be reelected. That's it. If they're not reelected, they're out. They're no longer employed. So, anyway, enough said about that. I'm not a very political person, nor do I aspire to be. I do pay attention, but you know, if you can't do anything about it, why the hell worry about it? And I'm not going to go protest. That's out. So again, here we go, guys. Cruising down the highway in Southwest Texas, USA. We're about 150 miles from San Antonio, west of San Antonio. That's a large city. I think the metro area of San Antonio is probably close to 2 million now. That's a lot. San Antonio, that means Saint Antonio, I think. Got a lot of the old Mexican forts there. You know, the Alamo was one, but that was just one. They've got several others there, a lot. And they're fascinating to go look at. I mean, some of them they've kind of redone to the point that they no longer look like the original, but there are those that they still have that show you what life was like in I guess that would have been the late 1600s, 1700s in there. So moving right along here on the way to Del Rio. What else can I add to this? Well, I can't add much other than to say that if you are in the mood to go RVing and you have a home, a regular house, and you're contemplating of selling it and moving into an RV full-time and living on the road, would I recommend it? I would recommend that you try it. That's all. It can be a good way of life if you are the right person for that lifestyle. All right? It's not easy. It's not all that glitters is not gold. On the other hand, she had warts, but on the other hand, would I recommend for those of you that are full-timing now to give up the full-time way of life and move into a house again? Well, no. I would say, you got to do you. I don't know you. You don't know me. Everybody has a different point of view. I'm surprised that the world population gets along as well as it does. We are totally different in so many ways. We are different colors. We speak a different language. We believe in different gods. We have different political systems. We wear different clothes. We eat different foods. But somehow we manage to struggle along without killing each other, even though there are moments when we do that thing. And I guess it's like ants. Well, what it is, it's like anything else. When you're starving, you'll do some wild stuff to stay alive. And whenever a country is having difficulties, getting products or having difficulty feeding its population, well, then the population is going to revolt. And why am I on this? Do I care? Shit, no. Get out of here, Rusty. Slap. I went off down one of those paths, didn't I? I do that every now and then. But be that as it may, guys, I'll end the video now. I'll shoot this horse and put it out of its misery. But yeah, for those of you that are thinking about, getting you a home base and all that stuff, I highly recommend that. If you're out there on the road, it is nice to have a home base. There is no doubt in my mind about that. I would recommend that highly. What else? Anyway, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny and I make a penny. So, you do you, I do me. But anyway, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind. Try to avoid all negative crap. Most of it comes from the news, so you know what to do. Anyway, guys, enjoy your Thursday or whatever day this happens to be. It is not, and it's pretty, isn't that sky beautiful? And I don't know, man. I really like it. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.